Friday night at State Farm Arena was a Friday night for all Hawks fans to remember as the Atlanta Hawks beat the Los Angeles Lakers 134-132 in an overtime thriller. Let's go over the review right here on a Deboe Vibe Sports Dive that starts right now.
I'm Deboe. Who? Deboe.
You got my 40, homie. Why you tripping, Deboe?
Come on, Deboe. Stall him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, pimps and players and everybody between, it's your boy, the one and only Deboe Vibes right here. Thank you so much for coming by another episode of the Deboe Vibe Sports Dive. Y'all, Friday night, State Farm Arena, the Atlanta Hawks showed up and showed out as they beat the LA Lakers 134-132 in an overtime thriller. And not only that, they also creeped up in the Southeast Division standings and right now are only 2.5 games behind the Orlando Magic. Now, let's talk about Friday night. It was a thrilling game, of course, but it was also a game with plenty of highlights. I know the highlights were there, but I got three main factors on how I think the Hawks were able to pull it out in this overtime thriller. Let's go over my factors right now. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go!
Deboe.
Now, one of the key factors I think that helped the Hawks in this game was that they were able to gel as a team despite plenty of difficulties. One of the main difficulties, in my opinion, was the loss of Jalen Johnson in almost the entire third quarter. During the 5-game win streak coming into Friday night's game, Jalen Johnson was averaging 20 and 8 a game. Not only that, Jalen started the game with a key three-point shot. Now, how was Jalen Johnson out of the game? Jalen Johnson picked up 2 fouls just 45 seconds into the third quarter. At that point, he had 4 personal fouls, so Coach Quinn Snyder had to take him out of the game. And his departure was not unnoticed as the LA Lakers started the third quarter on a 13-2 run. And during that run, LeBron was LeBroning. One of the highlights of the third quarter was a LeBron James one-step running three-point shot. After a much-needed timeout called by Quinn Snyder, the Hawks were finally able to get into a rhythm. After that timeout, 4 of the next possessions of the Hawks were three-point shots. They made 3 of those three-point shots. 2 by Trey, 1 by Bogdanovich, and another one made by DeAndre Hunter. They started outrunning the LA Lakers, and the Lakers got very lax on defense. The 4th three-point shot they had made in that series was an unbelievable 28-footer from the one and only Trae Young. We'll talk about him in a second. So the Hawks were doing all this without the potential all-star Jalen Johnson. I think it was a critical part of the game, and to be honest with y'all, I think it was one of the best third quarters the Hawks have had. The most important one is because they did all this without Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson cannot get on the court because he was in foul trouble. So even with those difficulties, the LA Lakers only won the third quarter by a score of 33-30.
Deboe.
Now let me talk about a second occurrence that happened in the fourth quarter that helped determine the win. Coming into the fourth quarter, the Lakers were up 97-94. The Atlanta Hawks started playing with a sense of urgency. One of the main things I noticed was the physicality they were matching with the Lakers, particularly Zachary Ricochet, our rookie. There was a play where Ricochet was on LeBron James like a glove. Now, he did foul LeBron. He did foul him. However, he stepped up toe-to-toe with LeBron James with a physicality. The Atlanta Hawks offense with Jalen Johnson started to get red hot as they scored 11 points in the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. That fast-paced Atlanta Hawks offense had to substitute for their lack of defense. A couple of times they lacked on defense. The Atlanta Hawks' lack of defense showed particularly on a beautiful alley-oop from Anthony Davis to Dalton Connect. However, like I said, the offense kept moving. Midway through the fourth, Bogdanovich hit a crucial three-point shot. 2 possessions later, after LA Lakers turnover, Bogdanovich stepped back for another three-point shot. Speaking of bogey, shout out to Bogdanovich, who became only the 5th NBA player of all time to hit a three-point shot in 100 straight games. Shout out to Bogey. The LA Lakers got ice cold in the fourth quarter, making only 3 of the first 13 shots of the fourth quarter up to about 5 minutes and 15 seconds when Anthony Davis was finally to break that drought. Now here's a second critical factor I thought really set the tone towards the later moments of the actual game. When the Lakers were up 111-108 with about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, LeBron James fouled DeAndre Hunter. Now the seconds leading to that, LeBron was getting very physical with DeAndre. He finally fouled him. Here's what I thought really set the tone right here. DeAndre Hunter got up and got in LeBron's face. He got all up in LeBron's face and he wasn't having it. Now, DeAndre Hunter is not that big of a talker, but he got in his face. Now, the first thing I thought about when I saw that was the first game of the season when Dyson Daniels, a great barrier of thieves. So the Hawks right now are building a culture where we're not going to be messed with like that. This team is not like one of those soft Nate McMillan teams. This team is playing with toughness and physicality, which I love. The Lakers really starting to unravel, including that LeBron James foul on DeAndre Hunter. In a 30-second time frame, the Lakers fouled the Hawks 4 times. 4 fouls in 30 seconds. However, also late in the fourth quarter, the Hawks had 0 field goals in 3 minutes until finally we were able to score with of course, DeAndre Hunter. And how about the great barrier thief on offense, y'all? Late in the fourth quarter, Dyson Daniels hit a very critical three. Right after he made that three, while the Lakers were in transition to the other side of the court, he stole the ball away from Anthony Davis, transitioned back with the rest of the team, and hit a layup. So Daniels by himself scored 5 crucial points during that time frame. With all that said, the Hawks were still down. We needed a big-time play to make sure we stayed in the game. Who gave us that big-time play? None other than DeAndre Hunter, who nailed a three-point shot with 27 seconds to go. Time expired in regulation with the game tied up at 119. Mind you, during regulation, our bench outscored their bench 61-13.
Deboe.
Now I'm a third and final factor of why I think the Atlanta Hawks are able to grasp this 134-132 victory in overtime was one ice Trae Young. Trae Young was coming off of a game where he was 0 for 9 for 3 against the Milwaukee Bucks. He also missed his first 2 3-point shots in this game. However, Trae Young showed true signs of leadership, particularly in the third quarter. In the third quarter by itself, he had 15 points. At the end of regulation, he had 24 points. He took command of the offense in overtime, where he led the Hawks with 7 points and was the ultimate court general. The rest of the team fed off of that, particularly Dyson Daniels, who late in overtime had a phenomenal steal from LeBron James. Now, as Daniels was making his way for an easy layup, shout out to LeBron James, who did have a triple-double, blocked Dyson Daniels' attempt. Initially, they gave the ball to the Hawks. However, J.J. Redick did a coach's challenge. They reviewed it. Come to find out, Dyson Daniels was the last one to touch the ball. That led to a jump ball, which we recovered. We had the ball with 15 seconds to go, and who else you had the ball with that time? None other than Trae Young. And Trae Young, with 7.4 seconds to go, hit the game-win three-point shot, which led to our victory of 134-132. The reason I bring up Trae Young is this. I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think Trae Young is one of, if not the best closers in Atlanta Hawks history? We've seen what he's done with his time with us. And with that said, we definitely remember what he did up at Madison Square Garden. Take a bow. After Friday night's game, how can you not believe in this team's chemistry that they're displaying on a regular basis, and which also got them their 6th straight victory?
Deboe.
So I'm excited, y'all. I'm definitely excited about the entire team, especially our bench. Like I said a little bit ago, for the most part, our bench has been doing a phenomenal job all year, led by DeAndre Hunter last night. A couple of nights ago, I was on live with Chris Tipmore, and we were talking about him being a 6th man of the year, and I coined the phrase, well, it's almost like DeAndre Hunter is our 6th starter, because this man is literally a starter. He's come off the bench, he's healthy now, and with everything that we're doing as a team, how can you not be excited? This team right here has me. The last time I was this excited about the Hawks was that 2014-2015 team when we had Coach Bud and we made that run January, and we went January and where we undefeated in the month of January. That was the last time I was really this excited about this team. With everything this team is doing, the excitement is there. To be the best, you got to beat the best. And this unbelievable play that they're doing, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers twice, they beat the Boston Celtics once. The best team in the Eastern Conference and the second best team in the Eastern Conference. They beat them. So to be the best, you got to beat the best. They're well on their way. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Sunday afternoon, they face Joker and the Denver Nuggets, followed by an NBA Cup elimination game versus those New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. If that's not must-see TV, I don't know what is. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Deboe Vibes right here. Thank you so much for coming by another episode. By the way, this right here was my very first Atlanta Hawks breakdown. So if I was a little nervous, I do apologize, but I got the same love for my Hawks as I do my Falcons. Speaking of Falcons, Sunday, up in Minnesota, we're facing the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins' old stopping grounds. However, he's come out 4 interceptions. Let's see how he does against this Brian Flores defense. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, might be a little ugly. However, any given Sunday, anything can happen in NFL. We all know that. With that being said, y'all, we will vibe out soon. All right. Hey, y'all, guess what? I see greatness in you like you see greatness in me. Man, I love y'all, man, from top of my head to the soles of my feet. It's your boy, the one and only Deboe Vibes right here. And as always, y'all, respect, love, and peace. I'm out.
Deboe.
Who else wants some of Deboe?